What's up, guys? Procus here. We're doing a 60-card Lightsworn Bujin. No. No, it's a Lightsworn Burning Abyss Shaddoll deck. I don't know why I got that mixed up.
10th place.
10th place. What? Okay, and you just go on. Here, off we go.
For Lightsworns, playing the Triple Judgment Dragon.
Yes.
You know, I tend to decide it out quite a bit because it's only there for the game one sort of stun, I suppose.
That's how you beat Jonathan.
Yeah, a lot of game two, they side a lot of things in, whereas you can side in your Monarch Stormforth and everything. So it just clogs up too many hands game 2 and 3. I'm playing the Triple Raiden because it triggers the Shaddolls, Burning Abyss, and the other Lightsworns that activate Engrave. Got the Triple Lumina because it can make a Black Rose when you need it, or it can make a Dante but getting itself back. Play just 2 Lilas. I only played 2 because 3rd is a bit unnecessary, seeing as you're playing 2 dragons. You know, it's not really needed. And for the one-off Lightsworns, we've got a Fellas. This comes up dead quite often because it isn't special summoned when milled by Dante. And yeah, if anything, I would cut this because I sided this out both game 2 and 3 most of the time. We got a 1 Garroth, let's side that out as well. I usually side out most of the Lightsworn engine except for the Luminas, Raidens and the Lilas. Only because like the Burning Abyss and Shaddolls, they work for themselves and they just work too well. Got a 1 Aaron, really against Rogue, and you know, it's really good at putting back one of their monsters. Really bad against Shaddolls because they still flip effects. And the 1 Minerva. This card put in work when I made a Dante bringing back Luminas, won me the game. The Shadolls, just playing the 1 Falco. I found 2 being too cloggy, I suppose. And also with Dante, because the Burning Abyss core, you get that going a lot quicker than the rest of them, since they all activate when Centigrave at any time. So we're playing Double Dragon, really good card. You know, the end phase are Sinister Shadow games, really good. Double Beast, found 3 too cloggy. 2 Squamata, really standard things, standard stuff. I could cut this down to 1 because I'm not playing Mathematician. It's only useful for Mathematician ditching this and then ditching that. And 2 Hedgehog, because in 60 cards, you need to try and get your Shaddoll Fusion pretty quickly. And for the start of the Burning Abyss, the Triple Tour Guides, obviously gets the Dante's going. Got the 1 Sir. You don't really need more than 1. I would like playing 2, simply because if you open this, you know, I don't like opening it, it's just trash. 3 Graph. Pretty good. Same. It's special summon 1 from your deck, so it brings out more stuff quickly. And the Scarm, the best card in this deck. It searches half the deck really, or half the monsters. It's so good.
On steroids.
Triple Curry Bandits. This card triggers everything here, and it gets back the rest of the spells and traps, which is insane. It also search with Scarm, which some people don't realize. It's really awesome. And for some one-off monsters, we've got the BLS, insane card, and Dark Arm. I found myself siding this out, say, majority of the time I side this out, but I sometimes kept it in.
How do you feel about Chaos Orc?
It just adds to dead hands. If I was to play this again, it probably wouldn't be with any JDs, and it would just be a bit more compact Lightsworn. I might play Lightsworn still, but it would be a bit more compact, so I wouldn't play JDs and the Garroth and everything. For spells, Triple Soul Recharge, hands down probably the best draw card in the game. Goes through 4 cards in the deck, and it triggers all the cards again, except for Fellas. And we've got the Triple Shaddoll Fusion. Insane. Really good against the Shaddoll Mirror Match, Burning Abyss, yeah. It's not the best against Tellers, because they can just sit on their monsters with Alpha. It's pretty bad. 2 Beginning of the End. I would say this is the 2nd best draw card in the game, but it's very situational. You fill up your grave fairly quickly, but it has the the downside to it is you need 7 darks in the grave. So if you open one of these or maybe 2, it's very dead in the hand. It's very good opening middle to late game though. Playing a one-off monster incarn. This was just to get back Judgment Dragon and BLS. I centered the deck around playing as Lightsworns, but I ended up centering it around Burning Abyss when I was playing it some more because it was really good. Play one Allure, no explanation. Charge Light Brigade, same thing. Foolish, same thing. Soul Charge, of course, and Super Poly. If I don't really need to explain those, it's like they're extremely good. That's why they're at 1. For traps, playing triple breakthrough skill. Whoa. Negating effects is really big this format, and being able to be used during your opponent's turn and your turn is probably the best thing. Triple Phoenix Wingwing Blast, probably the best trap right now. It's the best stun trap. It clears problem cards, just gets rid of them. And playing the last the Sinister Shadow games. I would play more than one of this. I honestly would. That card is really good. Sending that End Phase Dragon or the End Phase Beast Falco just to get the Shaddoll engine going, because I ended up milling this half the time. And the one time I did set it, it got MST'd. So that was great.
Okay, Extra Dark cards?
How did you feel about MST not being in your main?
I didn't need MST game 1. I got double Lila, double Dragon.
That is true.
That was my reasoning for not maining it. Extra deck, play a 2-winder. Yeah, same thing. It's pretty standard for the Shaddoll cards you're playing. 2 constructs. You don't need the third one. 2 is enough. I mean, it's not centered around Shaddolls where you need the third one, and you can keep getting fusion back. There's 60 cards, heaps of other cards in there. For the synchros, we've got 1 Armides, didn't make it all day. The only time you can make it is with a Falco and a level 3. Black Rose, won me the game against Tellarknights. I dropped this and then Triple JD won the game.
I remember that.
1 Michael, probably one of the best synchros right now, and this one as well. These 2 are the best synchros. This deals with problematic cards also, just banishes them, and this gets rid of the problematic back row that you can't deal with, especially Shadow Imp or Light Imp game 2 or 3 if they put it in. Double Dante. At one point today I wish I had a third one, but it's really good at 2, because when one hits the graveyard, you can use when the second one hits the graveyard, you put the first one back into your extra deck to summon again. So it cycles itself, and that's the same reasoning with 2 Alucard. I didn't make the second one at all. Oh, one game I made the second one, but I don't think I would be playing 2 again. I think I'd reserve it for another, maybe Synchro or another XYZ. And for the rank 4s, we've got a Castell, probably the best rank 4 in the game. The 1 Downed for the main phase 2 Dante players. And this Laval Chain I did not make all day, but I think you can kind of see why it's in there. It's another Foolish Burial. And being able to use this from your extra deck, having access to it turn 1, is probably the best thing about it.
Do you have anything to say about this deck?
I only bricked with this deck once, surprisingly. It was game 2. I opened double beginning of the end, a Monarch Storm 4th, a Breakthrough Skill, and a Shaddoll Beast. I was playing against a Rogue Plant Synchron deck, which proceeded to completely wreck me.
Did you want to show us your side for the Monarch build?
See my side?
Why not?
My side deck? It was a bit improvised. I threw this together pretty much at the start of the event because I didn't have half of this. So I played 2 DD Crow.
Hits Rogue.
It hits Rogue. Put it in against the Burning Abyss Mirror. You hit the Scum, so it can't activate in the end phase. The only thing I really put in. The 1 Majesty's Fiend, because I couldn't get more than one of this. I've only summoned this once today, and they just Breakthrough Skilled during their turn and got around it. the one Max C.
Surprise Maxi.
I got this in against, sided this against Rogue, the Plant Synchron. I opened it as well, which was crazy. 60 cards, I opened it. He still won anyway. He just sat on a Junk Destroyer and just got rid of my field anyway. 2 Mobius. Didn't side it in once. I probably wouldn't side it again. I didn't like it at all. 2 Vanity's Fiend. Sided this in a bunch. Did not summon it at all. I didn't see it at all today. It was... I would probably play a third one because this card doesn't have Vanity's emptiness. It's just no room. If I was to change this deck up, I might include it, but I personally think a body that has the same effect is a lot better. We've got a triple MST. Sided in quite a lot. Didn't really see it, even though I got the Hobby League one specifically so I would see it. But yeah, the one Raigeki for Rogue, pretty good. And the triple Monarch Stormforth, just to get out all this. Opening more than one of these and not having this is really bad. Oh, there's my deck.
That's the deck? Cool. And this is the 60-card Lightsworn Burning Abyss Shaddolls that did...
10th place.
It's pretty strong.
I lost one game. I drew. I lost against the junk deck, the plants. I drew against both my Teller matchups. This deck has it's very hard time against Tellers for whatever reason. I think it's just because they can keep making plays and they just have back row, a lot of back row. And they've got their own counter trap, which is probably the hardest thing to deal with. But you can try and bait it out, but in the end of the day, you're just going minus against it. Yeah, it's not the best Tellarknight matchup, unfortunately. But it works against both Burning Abyss and Shaddolls fairly well. I versed Burning Abyss deck, and I beat that 2-0. It wasn't too hard, but the pairings were pretty awful actually. I would have topped if I had won the game 2 in my first Tellarknight matchup, but I had lost by about 400 life points, which is unfortunate. Yeah.
This is the deck, as I said earlier, and this is Pro Custard signing out.